Alright, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another edition of 5-Star Supreme Wrestling with American Influence. We are here for Joshi SummerSlam on Monday, November 13th, 2023. The comparison to Final Attack and SummerSlam makes less sense every single time I say it. However, you get what I mean. So, yeah, we actually have a lot of matches created in the wake of the Dynamo Tag. The 7th annual Dynamo Tag gave us 3 different title matches pre-booked for this tour's show. At the pay-per-view, we will see Sae Akutagawa finally challenge Yu Hashimoto for the All-Asian Championship. Thea Davis will challenge Miwako Katsukawa for the World Championship, and winning the 2023 Dynamo Tag Grand Prix, Birds of Prey will get their match against Wrestling Passion for the tag team titles. And it's likely to main event. Honestly, it is likely to main event. I have it penciled in my spreadsheet, I have it penciled in that Miwako and Thea's main eventing. On the stream announcement video, I said this one's main eventing, so it's completely up in the air. But right now, Birds of Prey vs. Wrestling Passion is the favorite. So, yeah, without further ado, let's begin the build to Joshi SummerSlam. And we are here for the beginning of the Final Attack tour. On the first tour day of this episode, we are main eventing with a big 5v5. Chicas Locas versus Green Lockdown once again. Miwako, Maya, Lady Lotus, and Rika Rina are taking on Team Sub, Thea Davis, and the Termination. That's the main event. Of course, we got other matches to get into. And we start every show with what else but two Young Lion matches. The first being the team of Spider Isako and Zofia Yankovic defeating Ai, Kira, and Ayano Katoaka. 50 rated segment. Zofia Yankovic is great. I love her. She's awesome. And the second one being Nozomi Sumimasa versus Kinye Mushishibo. 43. Kinye's still mad because I'm pretty sure she's the one that broke Yuko's neck. So, you know, she's not happy. But we kick off the non-Young Lion matches with a baller 72 from Apex and the Uprising. The team of Sayuri Honda and Romi Yamato trying to get their shit together. Say was sent to babysit them, essentially. And, well, we're about to see it's not going too well. But in 14 minutes and 49 seconds, Selena Valette submits Sayuri Honda with the prawn arm lock. Great match, but afterwards, Romi and Sayuri continue to have difficulties. This devolves into a pushing contest, and nobody wants to defuse the situation. Just these two not on the best of terms right now. 49 for this segment. Following that, we have a weird team-up of Maki Yoshifumi and Shiori Japensha to take on the team of Megumi Nakajima and Sakura Sada. Megumi Nakajima was head and shoulders above everybody else. Fuck me. That's because I protected her. It's because I protected her because I didn't want her to lose much from this match. Because she's losing in 14 minutes and 30 seconds when Maki Yoshifumi hits the duck underhead kick, pinning Sakura Sada to get a 64. And after the match, Maki Yoshifumi kind of taunts Megumi here. Just a really quick, like, Megumi, you were great for a long time, but you're no longer great. I should be in the spot that you're in. You don't belong anywhere near the main event scene. You don't belong anywhere near the top of a faction. You belong in the mid-card nowadays, and I am here to take your spot. Pretty much just a warning shot by Maki Yoshifumi here. Our main event gets a beautiful 75 because we were doubting, so we Birds of Prey outing. If that makes any sense. No, this is not the main event. This is the semi-main. I'm stupid. We did not Birds of Prey it out. I lied. This is the semi-main, where the Birds of Prey, who won the Dynamo Tag, get their first shot at fighting Wrestling Passion here tonight, and they succeed after Fuyuko Higa pins me in 17 minutes and 34 seconds with the Higa Green Driver. Great match from almost everybody involved. Even Kaori and Chitose are doing really well. Now it's time for the main event, which gets a 72 5v5 Chicas Locas versus Green Lockdown, and in the first encounter of the Final Attack Tour between these two factions, Chicas Locas are the winners. After 20 minutes and 27 seconds, Miwako Katsukawa pins Chieko Kita with the Katsukawa Bomb. 72 rated match. Ayuko was the only one that broke 70, which is very surprising considering everybody that's involved in this match. But essentially, if you remember at the pay-per-view, the Termination were kind of taking a victory lap after the 3v3 and saying that they're going to end Chicas Locas single-handedly. But Maya and Lady Lotus step up to the challenge, and Maya says, look, ever since you've betrayed our group, Toku, Tai, you have wanted one thing and one thing only, and that is to make me pay. Why me specifically, I don't know. But you want me, you can have me. If you want to put an end to me, then you can do it at the pay-per-view, but you'll have to actually do it. And when me and Lady Lotus step up to you at the pay-per-view, there's going to be no one that's fucking losing except it's you two. What a finish, 64. What a finish. But yes, Maya and Lady Lotus will team up at the pay-per-view to take on the Termination and hopefully put a final bow on this feud. That is the Termination leaving Chicas Locas. That is how we end the main show, but we do have some highlights from the interviews afterwards, and the first one we highlight is Shiori Japensha is cutting a promo, a similar one that only Shiori can cut, when she is jumped and laid out by Monster Ishimura. Why would Monster Ishimura want to jump and lay out Shiori Japensha? Well, obvious reasons. It's because of what happened at the pay-per-view. Shiori forcing Amiko Miyoshi to beat down on Monster Ishimura to prove her loyalty to Best Ever. Monster Ishimura is not going to take something like that lightly, and she puts the fight right to Shiori Japensha, not attacking the messenger, not attacking Amiko Miyoshi, attacking the person giving the orders, and letting Shiori know that she is not one to be bullied around. 48 for that, and then we have a promo between Fuyuko Higa and Sae Akutagawa where Higa essentially says, Sae, I told you, you need to handle this Romy and Sayuri shit. And Sae is like, what? Why me? And Fuyuko essentially says, I got my own shit to do right now. You said you would handle it. Handle it. And Sae's like, fuck, I did say I would handle it. I'll get them in the next show. I will handle it on the next show, essentially. So that is how we end the first tour show. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. $11,000 at the gate. No popularity updates in our region. So the push for medium is still a grind here. And tour day number 2 is in fact in the books and ready to be ran. Main eventing tonight's episode, or tonight's show, not episode. We're on TV, but you know what I mean. Main eventing tonight will be some Apex versus Best Ever. Monster Ishimura sent the message to Shiori Japensha during the interviews on the last show, laying her out. So the main event is Shiori Japensha teaming with Chibi Violence to take on Apex's Jemi Onishi, Yu Hashimoto, and Monster Ishimura. So let's get into the show. Kicking things off, we have Akira and Nozomi Sumimasa. 56, they lose to Down to the Mat, cross arm breaker, submission victory in 7:43. And the other Young Lion match gets a 54 as Thea Davis, who will be challenging for the world title, beats Ayano Kataoka. So 54 for them. We kick off the non-Young Lion matches with a 67 as Sae Akutagawa, keeping her word, saying that she would handle the Sayuri and Romy stuff, teaming up with them to take on the team of Zofia Yankovic and Venomous. Match gets a 67, and Apex are successful as Sayuri Honda pins Zofia Yankovic with a Northern Light suplex to win the match. In terms of in-ring work, Sae Akutagawa was head and shoulders above everyone else. Who would have guessed? But afterwards, the emotions are riding high. Romy and Sayuri are fucking vibing. They're making noise. They're happy. They've won a match after a long losing streak. And Sayuri Honda's really feeling herself. And she looks at Zofia Yankovic and she realized, oh fuck, I've just pinned the Triangle Champion. She grabs a microphone. She says, look, it wasn't that long ago that I was challenging for that Triangle Championship along with Kiyomi Mizuka. And if I remember, I was unsuccessful because Zofia had pinned Kiyomi Mizuka. And I just want you to know, nothing's changed. I'm still worthy of holding that title, and I think I've proven tonight that I'm worthy of holding that title. So Zofia, at Final Attack, I plan on taking that title that you just won. And then once she makes the challenge, Romi Yamato gets really quiet. The vibes between her and Sayuri immediately go off again. There's nothing physical or anything. It's just the vibes get really, really different after it's revealed that Sayuri challenges. But in terms of Sae thinks she's just fucking squashed the beef, pretty much. 51 for that angle. Following that, we have a 4v4 Best Evers, Bulk and Blue and the Uprising versus Wrestling Passion and High Fly Royalty. This also gets a 67, and the match ends in 18 minutes and 1 second when Michiko Matsuda pins Talia Quinzel with the run-up Rana. Connie Morris was the weak link. Nobody broke a 70. That's kind of my new standard of, like, who did great. But yeah, Michiko Matsuda gets the victory here. And after that 4-way tag match at the last pay-per-view at the Dynamo Tag show, the Uprising jumped High Fly Royalty. They were eliminated first very early in the match, and they say that that was complete luck that they were eliminated so early. If they weren't eliminated by a roll-up from High Fly Royalty, they would have won that match. And then Michiko Matsuda and Yukiko were essentially like, is it still luck now? Was that luck or was that skill that time? In a 58 for this High Fly Royalty promo. After that, we have a 75 as the big three, Eri Sato, Megumi Nakajima, and Yuma Maruya, defeat Green Lockdowns, Maki Yoshifumi, Atsuko Ariyoshi, and Chieko Kita. Match goes 19 minutes and 57 seconds when the idol, the icon idol herself, Yuma Maruya, pins Chieko Kita with the split-legged moonsault, but they don't get much time to celebrate as they are jumped by Green Lockdown, and Team Sub taking a special liking to beating down the team of Kitten Tornado, while of course Maki Yoshifumi is beating down Megumi Nakajima. We know Maki and Megumi got some pretty strong beef going on right now, but Atsuko and Chieko seemed very happy to take down Kitten Tornado here, the team of Eri and Yuma. 64 for that, and then we have our main event, 77, another trios match, Best Ever, Chibi Violence and Shiori versus Monster Yu and Gemi Onishi. This match goes 19 minutes and 53 seconds when Monster Ishimura gets her revenge on Amiko Miyoshi with the running butt avalanche. Monster Ishimura sent the message to Shiori last show, but has taken the message to Amiko tonight. Shiori practically refused to get into the ring at the same time as Monster. Let's say there was only like a good 50 seconds total with those two in the ring at the same time. So a 77 to end the show, and we do have some more highlights from the post show. The first one being Team Sub essentially saying, look, we don't appreciate the tag team division being watered down by a team like Kitten Tornado that constantly come in, get lucky, get opportunities based on name value, and then get lucky and win. We built this fucking tag division. We've ran this tag division. We just made it to the finals of the Dynamo Tag, and here are Kitten Tornado coming in, trying to ruin everything that we built. Kitten Tornado, beware, because you've always been on our radar, but after that sneaky win tonight, you are gonna pay. 50 rating, and then of course our second one, Shiori Japensha, essentially saying, if Monster Ishimura wants to go to war, I'm gonna go to war with her. I'm not gonna bring these two fucking clowns with me anymore. Amiko taking the pin again. However, Monster, if you think that that was your justice, and I don't think that was your justice, I think you've got more for me. Just letting you know, I've got more for you as well. A 45 from Shiori, a 79 overall for the show. Oh my god. Another $11,000 gate. We did not pop another point in Kansai, but we did get everywhere else. What a fucking rating for a tour show. Alright, we are here for day 3 of Final Attack. Things are still going strong. We have our world champion in the main event once again. Miwako Katsukawa will be teaming with Rika Rina to take on the team of Sae Akutagawa, Yu Hashimoto, two people that are going to be fighting at the pay-per-view, and Monster Ishimura. That is our 3v3 main event for the pay-per-view. But kicking the show off will be some young line matches as always, as the Wounded Warriors defeat the team of Ayano, and Nozomi. I have put them in a team because if I remember correctly, I hope this is still a feature in TEW. If you put two people in an actual team and they have zero chemistry, once they reach a certain threshold of tag team, what is it? What's the word? It's not chemistry. It's tag team experience. Once they reach 100 experience, it doesn't matter. So I put them in a team just so that, because they're going to be jobbing anyway, I might as well fucking try to grind the experience while they're young lions. So yeah, Wounded Warriors go over, and then Zofia defeats Aikira 757 in a 53 rated match. Kicking off the non-young lion matches, we see Romy and Sayuri Honda winning a full-on 2v2 against Venomous. Sae Akutagawa was not here to help. She's booked in the main event, but they actually get the job done, thanks to Romy Yamato pinning Nami Genda with the Yamatotal to win the match. And then, once again, they're flying high, or at least Sayuri Honda's flying high, and Romy Yamato grabs a microphone and cuts the celebration off short, essentially saying, Sayuri, what you did last week was a fucking joke. It was a joke. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say what everybody in the crowd and every fan of 5SSW is thinking. I'm the anchor in this team. I'm the veteran. You are supposed to follow and listen to me. And you go out there and you think you're worthy of the Triangle Championship. Sayuri, I'm the reason we won that match. I'm the reason we won this match. I should be in that Triangle Championship match and not you. Tensions boiled over very quickly. The peace and harmony lasted a good 3 days between these two. 51 for that segment. After that, we have a trios match between the Uprising and Shiori versus High Fly Royalty and Yuma Maruya. In this one, the Uprising get the victory back on High Fly Royalty. After 19 minutes and 30 seconds, Talia Quinzel pins Michiko Matsuda with the Spiral Trauma. So, High Fly Royalty were pretty riding high last week, no pun intended, after being like, was it luck? Maybe it was, because tonight Talia Quinzel gets the victory. But we have a weird little angle after that, as Shiori kind of takes a little longer to exit the arena, and eventually Maki Yoshifumi starts to enter, and the two meet at the very top of the ramp, and it's not a hostile, in fact, it's quite the opposite, as the two see each other, and they kind of like smile and nod, like they both approve of each other in their own way. Very weird stuff. But yes, Maki Yoshifumi is in a match up next, as she is teaming up with Determination and Thea Davis to take on down to the mat Lady Lotus and Maya. This match gets a 66. It goes 18 minutes and 7 seconds when Toku Kijimuda is able to pin Lady Lotus with a belly-to-belly suplex. The Determination get the win over Chicas Locas here tonight. And our main event gets a clean, crisp 75 as we see the world champion successful once again, this time pinning Yu Hashimoto, pinning the current All-Asian champion with the Katsukawa Bomb, 75 rated angle. And we end the show with Sae and Yu Hashimoto. The tensions have boiled over. Last time they faced, it was an exchange of words. Now it's an exchange of blows. This partnership, these two members of Apex, are very much not fond of each other after the embarrassing performance that was their Dynamo Tag run. They had no chemistry. Sae Akutagawa finally caved, cashed in for this All-Asian title match, and now, after another loss, this time thanks to Yu Hashimoto, Sae and Yu have no choice but to start brawling to end the show. And we do have a highlight from the post-show interviews. We have two highlights, I mean. The first one being the Uprising kind of taunting High Fly Royalty, just straight up saying, yeah, I do think it was luck, actually, after what happened tonight. It does, in fact, seem like that victory at the pay-per-view and last show was luck, wasn't it? So a 43 for that, and then we have a 50, where much like at the beginning of the tour when Monster laid her out, Shiori Japensha comes in with Maki Yoshifumi and lays out Monster in the middle of one of her promos. And it's essentially like Shiori's like, Monster, I told you I was coming back with someone bigger and better than Chibi Violence, and here she is, Maki Yoshifumi. We saw each other, we liked the look of each other when we went face to face, and we're going to be working together to take you out. She's still got some bad blood. She doesn't appreciate you from her time in Apex, and I don't appreciate you thinking you're better than me. 50 rated segment for that. Overall show gets a 76. Oh my god, things get really good when you up your production. $11,000 and some more yellow in that category. So that is tour day number 3 in the book. And we are here for the halfway point of the episode. Final attack, day number 4. Middle point of the episode. We've done 3 shows. We've got 3 more to go. Main eventing the middle point. We've got, I forgot. I was arguing with my chat about CWA and I forgot what the main event is. Right, the main event is the team up of Birds of Prey and Team Sub versus Icon Idols, Kitten Tornado, and Kitten Tornado and the Tag Champs Wrestling Passion. That is the main event. But we also are going to have a fun singles match between Selena and Michiko later in the show. But kicking things off, of course, are our 2 Young Lion matches. Aikira and Ayando versus Bulk and Blue gets a 42, and a 39 for Kiyomi versus Nozomi. However, we kick off this tour show with the 4 members of Apex, with the 2 feuds, the 2 inner feuds that we have for Apex, as the team of Romi Yamato and Sae Akutagawa defeat the team of Yu Hashimoto and Sayuri Honda in 11 minutes and 49 seconds when Romi Yamato pins Sayuri Honda with the Yamato. This is not a long match, but this is a very fun match that we are doing. Good stuff from everyone involved. I did protect Yu, so that's why the segment didn't do that great. Our Steal the Show sees the first team up of this cross stable thing between Maki Yoshifumi and Shiori Japensha. The match goes 15 minutes and 5 seconds, and it ends when Shiori Japensha locks Hoshiko Tagawa in the Japensha leg lock. 72 rated match. Hoshiko Tagawa had the best performance. Hoshiko Tagawa had the best performance. Oh my god. Well, let me not push her. But after this, essentially, Maki Yoshifumi and Shiori Japensha are teaming up cross-stable. So Monster Ishimura is teaming up cross-stable, and I'm sure you can guess where this is going. Yes, Monster Ishimura comes out alongside Megumi Nakajima. Monster was feuding with Shiori, but she got Maki Yoshifumi's help, so Monster does the exact same thing, gets Maki Yoshifumi's rival to help her out, and, yeah, we're gonna get one hell of a tag match at the pay-per-view. A member of Green Lockdown teaming with a member of Best Ever to take on a member of Apex and a member of Icon Idols. The stable wars are really fucking weird right now in 5SSW, but I think we're all here for it. So yes, a 57 rated angle there. We get a 30-minute time limit draw between Selena's Valette and Michiko Matsuda. These two women and the teams that they represent have been at each other's throats since the Dynamo Tag Grand Prix. There were a lot of draws. There were a lot of time limit draws between these teams. And here is another draw, as neither woman gets a single pinfall in during this match. They are here and they are just fighting. And when the time limit expires, yes, they are both bruised and battered, but they both happen to be on their feet when the time limit expires. They hear the bell, they look around, they look at each other, and then they continue to brawl. They exchange blows to the point where their tag partners have to come into the ring and separate the two, and the two teams agree that there's only one way to settle this score, and it is a full-on tag match at the pay-per-view. They will get a 60-minute time limit. They're going to ask Devil for a 60-minute time limit just in case at the pay-per-view. I don't even know if it'll go 30, so maybe we don't advertise that part. I haven't timed out the pay-per-view, but they've decided that there's only one way to truly settle this, and that's at a tag match with an unspecified amount of time for the pay-per-view. So yes, High Fly Royalty versus The Uprising will happen at Final Attack. And it is time for our main event. Birds of Prey and Team Sub take on the Icon Idols, Yuma, Eri, Hart, and Paige. Match goes 20 minutes and 18 seconds when Kitten Tornado defeat Team Sub's team once again. This also means the team of Wrestling Passion go over Birds of Prey. They're challengers for the pay-per-view. Match gets a 73. Higa got a fucking 81. And Kitten Tornado call out Green Lockdown. Green Lockdown. Yuma, essentially, she grabs the mic and she says, Etsuko Chieko, all I've ever had to hear from you and other members of Green Lockdown and other members of this roster is that I'm past my hump. I'm past my prime. I'm only getting opportunities because of my name value and who I used to be. However, the past 2 times we've been in the ring against each other, I've won. If I'm only getting here because of my name value, how come I keep winning? And Etsuko and Chieko say that these wins, they didn't mean shit. They've ran this tag division. If this was a 2 versus 2, the team that's been the backbone of this tag division would go over 100 times out of 100. And then Eri fires back then with saying, then why don't we have a tag match? Final attack, we're not doing anything. We know you're not doing anything. Why not give us a 2v2 and shut us up? And Chieko Kita agrees. Team Sub and Kitten Tornado are going at it at the pay-per-view. That is how we end the tour show. We do have some highlights from the interviews afterwards. First things first, Devil Karubi announces that she has been loving everything going down between High Fly Royalty and the Uprising. She thinks that these 2 teams are a true backbone. Team Sub say they're the backbone, but truthfully, they were the figureheads of the tag division. When she thinks of a backbone, she thinks of the thing that's holding it together in silence. And 2 of those teams, the 2 biggest backbones of the tag division, were none other than High Fly Royalty and the Uprising. So she wants to reward these 2, give them a chance to be the figurehead of the tag division, and she is officially making the High Fly Royalty versus the Uprising tag team match at the pay-per-view a number 1 contenders match. Winning team will go on to face whoever the tag team champions are at Reign Supreme. And after she makes this announcement, Romi Yamato comes in and she says, Devil, I'm not being silenced anymore. Sayuri Honda is getting faux wins over champions and getting falsehoods of title shots, yet I've come in here and I have beaten my own former tag team partner and former protege. You would know of all people about former proteges. If I can beat the quote-unquote number 1 contender for the Triangle Championship, how come I'm not getting a Triangle Championship match? And Devil says, Romy, you are so fucking lucky that that belt needs 3 people to win. 3 people to have that match happen. So, Romy, you know what? You're in. You can get in on the Triangle Championship match. So it will be Zofia versus Sayuri versus Romy for the Triangle Championship. And we get a quick message from Birds of Prey saying that, first off, that tonight's loss will not reflect on the pay-per-view, but more importantly, they note how there is too much infighting going on in Apex, and they are going to start laying the hammer down starting on the next show. So anybody within Apex that's fighting each other, you better fucking settle the score. 66 for that, and that's the final thing that we see from the post-show. 72 for the overall show, another $11,000 gate. Remember when we weren't making any money, guys? Remember that? Remember that horrible time where I'm stressing and penny pinching, and it cost me the entire Hadoyama dojo for years to come? Good thing that's behind us. Let's get to the second half of this video. Okay, we're on the final 2 tour shows before the pay-per-view. Final Attack Tour Day number 5. I almost said Dorte. Main eventing tonight, we've got Green Lockdown versus Icon Idols Megumi. High Fly Royalty versus Team Sub and Maki. Hyping that weird cross-stable tag match. We're also going to have Bulk and Blue and Shiori taking on the team of Kaori, Monster, and Yu Hashimoto. And, of course, Fuyuko and Jemmy have promised to lay down the law, essentially, here on the tour show. So we'll get a word from Birds of Prey. But kicking things off, of course, our Young Lion matches. First things first, we got Miko Miyoshi defeating Ayano Kataoka in 7 minutes and 34 seconds. This got a 57. And then the Birds of Prey, of all teams, yes, the Birds of Prey is is in a Young Lion match, teaching these girls how to work. 67 for this match, and then it's time for the safe bet failed. Damn, fuck you, Jemmy. And it's time for them to lay down the law, and they essentially say, look, the morale within our group is at an all-time low. There are a lot of people in Apex that have an issue with another person inside of Apex, and it's leading to a bunch of members of Apex challenging other members of Apex for championships. Now, on the one hand, this is a lot of infighting in our group, but on the other hand, it's helping us get more belts. So, here's the thing. We and Jemmy, we feel the best way to settle differences is by settling them in the ring. That's how we settled our differences. And there's no difference with that and the girls in our group. And since there's already matches planned for Final Attack, here's what's gonna happen. You four, you know who we're talking about. You four, settle this shit in the ring at the pay-per-view. And settle it at the pay-per-view, because come the Reign Supreme Tour, if there are still issues within Apex, we will put a permanent end to them. There will be massive changes made if people within the group continue to create problems with other people within the group. I hope we're being as very clear as we can possibly be. So settle this shit at Final Attack, or settle it forever. 68 rated segment. Higa and Jemmy are laying down the law within their group. Our first non-Young Lion match sees my favorite shtick to do with the Triangle Championship, the classic 2v2v2. We see Romy and Sae versus Chitose and Sayuri versus the Rose Queens, and it is in fact the Rose Queens who come out on top tonight as Thea Davis pins somebody. I think she pinned Chitose. Zofia Jankovic pinned Chitose to get the victory here. Match got a 69. Rose Queens go over. Thea Davis is really good. Next segment. After that, we have a singles match between Unstoppable Tai and Lady Lotus. The Termination are taking on Lady Lotus and Maya at the pay-per-view. So, first warm-up match we are going to see is Unstoppable Tai versus Lady Lotus. Tai goes over in this one after 14:57 by pinfall with the Tai Bomber, and she went over because she had a creative finish that I wanted to try. Yeah, I have another finish. It's just a big gamble. Fuck it, it's going here. We're gonna try it. Why not? Honest to God, why not? Up next, we have Apex versus Best Ever. I was a failure. Oh well. We have Apex versus Best Ever, the first of two hype matches for the interstable tag team match. Yu, Kaori, and Monster versus Connie, Kinye, and Shiori. It goes 17 minutes and 14 seconds, and Monster Ishimura is able to hit the running butt avalanche on Kinye Musashibo and get the victory over Best Ever. Yu Hashimoto is head and shoulders above everyone else, and this segment gets a 63. However, Shiori starts waving her arm in from the back, and out come the Uprising, and yeah, they start jumping Monster and Yu and laying them out, and Connie Morris especially hits her finish on Monster Ishimura and taunts right over her, sending a message that, yeah, you might be a monster, but I'm the American machine, or whatever. Maybe that's trademarked, you can't use that, but you get the idea. Two big brutes are, you know, they have a little showcase here, and Shiori Japensha does what she does best and gets the last laugh here tonight. And it's time for the main event. It's a 68, not a great main event. No one had a 70, but it was a star-studded main event as Megumi and Maki take on each other once again. Megumi went over last time, but Maki's team goes over this time. The match ends in 18 minutes and 50 seconds when Etsuka Ariyoshi locks in the Ariyoshi lockdown on Yukiko Matsumara. This match gets a 68. Both Megumi and Maki had 69s, and that's actually how we end the show. I kept this one a little shorter, mainly because I want to save some other hype matches for the next show, and also I wanted to mitigate injuries. As you know, I've been rattled ever since the beginning of this save. But we do have one angle from the post show here. Monster Ishimura makes note of what Connie Morris did, and she says that, I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but you aren't going to make an example out of me. I'm feuding with your faction leader because she used me to teach a lesson to her fucking school child of a stablemate, Amiko Miyoshi. Imagine what the fuck I'm gonna do to you next show, Connie Morris. You are nothing to me. You are nothing but gunk underneath my shoe. You are gum underneath my thumb. You are a dead woman, essentially. You are done for. 48, and I have pre-booked, we will see Monster Ishimura versus Connie Morris on the next tour show. Overall, this rating, it gets a 71, another $11,000 gate, and let's get into the final tour show before Final Attack 2023. All right, final tour day before Final Attack. We've got all of our matches pre-booked. Main eventing our go-home show for Final Attack is a very star-studded 2 versus 2. Thea Davis and Etsuko Ariyoshi are taking on the team of Miwako and Maya. We got some other fun matches going down. But yeah, of course, we know Connie Morris and Monster Ishimura Hoss fight is going to be kicking off the non-Young Lion matches, but let's get into those said Young Lion matches. And first things first, we got Aikira and Asami Okubo. Asami did actually pretty well, getting a 61 here, judo choke sleeper for the win, and then down to the mat versus Ayano and Nozomi, gets a 55. Hoshiko and Hana are getting better by the day. Any second now, I'm going to be like, now I will push them in the tag division. Here it comes. But yeah, 55, and then of course, we kick things off with Connie Morris and Monster Ishimura, and yeah, the story is just that Connie Morris cannot keep up with Monster Ishimura. This was all Monster's match. Goes 10 minutes and 26 seconds, and Monster gets the victory with the running butt avalanche, and then Monster gives Connie a taste of her own medicine. On the last week's show, during the beatdown, Connie kind of took liberties with Monster Ishimura, and Monster takes those liberties right back, just kind of sending the message like, you do not fuck with me like that. You do not take liberties with me. I am Monster Ishimura. I'm not pushover Ishimura. Some shit like that. Up next, we have a 3v3, seeing Chicas Locas, Rika Rina, and Lady Lotus taking on Green Lockdowns, Chieko Kita, Unstoppable Tai, and Toku Kijimuta. This match goes 15 minutes and 10 seconds. Toku pins Rika with the belly-to-belly suplex. Rika was head and shoulders above everybody else. Crazy. I think I protected her. I think she was bitching at me, so I protected her. Yeah, so that's why she was head and shoulders. Overall match gets a 65. It's, of course, hyping up the tag match between Termination and Lotus and Maya, as well as giving Chieko Kita a victory ahead of their match with Kitten Tornado. Our semi-main sees Icon Idols Michiko Matsuda and Megumi Nakajima take on Best Ever's Shiori Japencha and Selena Zvalette. Very good match here, 70 rating. Best Ever get the victory in 1958 when Shiori Japencha submits Megumi Nakajima with the Japencha leg lock. This, of course, hyping the #1 contenders tag title match, and then the interstable match between Meg and Monster and Shiori and Maki. And then our main event sees the world champion in action once again against her competitor, and once again, her challenger, Thea Davis, gets the victory over Miwako and Maya, pinning Maya with the flying elbow drop after 25 minutes and 50 seconds, and that is the final scene that we have going into Final Attack. Thea Davis gets another huge victory over the tag champ and her right-hand man. So Thea Davis with a lot of momentum going into her huge world title match at Final Attack. And with that, without further ado, let's get into the pay-per-view. And it is time for 5SSW's SummerSlam in December. Final Attack 2023, the second biggest show of 5 Star Supreme Wrestling's calendar year, is here once again. And on tonight's card, we are kicking things off with the Triangle Championship match. Sayuri Honda, Romy Yamato, Zofia Yankovic. Winner walks out with the Triangle Championship. Following that, we are having Maya and Lady Lotus take on the Termination. This feud has been going on ever since the Termination have left Chicas Locas and are finally getting their match with Maya. They want to put an end to Chicas Locas by putting an end to Maya. So that's happening. The Uprising versus High Fly Royalty one more time. Winner gets a tag title match at Reign Supreme next year. Two of the backbones, in Devil Karubi's own words, the kayfabe matchmaker of this company said that these two teams are the backbone of the tag division. So, winner gets the tag title match. Give them a chance to become the faces of the tag division. We have the interstable clusterfuck match. Megumi Nakajima of Icon Idols teaming with Monster Ishimura of Apex to take on Maki Yoshifumi of Green Lockdown and Shiori Japensha of Best Ever. Monster and Shiori have bad blood. Shiori recruits Maki. Monster recruits Megumi, who Maki calls old and weak and stupid and dumb. And it led to this tag match. We also are going to have Team Sub versus Kitten Tornado. Speaking of calling people old and dumb and stupid, that's what Team Sub have said about Kitten Tornado. Kitten Tornado responding by winning a couple matches against them and saying maybe Team Sub are not all that's cracked up to be. Maybe Team Sub are the ones that are past the hump and only getting opportunities based on name value. I almost dropped my mouse. After that, we will see for the All Asian Championship, Sae Akutagawa, after months of sticking by Yu Hashimoto, teaming with her in the Tag Grand Prix, only for the relationship to sour and sour hard when they couldn't get along, constantly at odds because Sae secretly wants that All Asian Championship. After one too many losses, finally says fuck it, challenges Yu Hashimoto, and she will get an All Asian Championship match. In our semi-main, I decided to go with the tag title match. I was so goddamn close with having this main event. I just couldn't do it. The world title should go on last. I feel like maybe in the future, either the world title or the world tag titles. But tonight, it's going to be the world title going on last, as Wrestling Passion take on the winners of the 7th Annual Tag Team Grand Prix, Birds of Prey. They won their first Tag Team Grand Prix and are here to take the tag team titles. Have they won? They had to have won the tag team titles before, right? If so, how many times? They last held the tag titles in 2015, so, yeah, so they have won them before. They're not like they haven't held any records, but they're going for the tag titles again, claiming that they have been, the secret promoters of the tag division for the past couple months, really running roughshod in the tag division, winning the Tag Grand Prix, and now challenging for the tag titles. And then, of course, in our main event, Thea Davis versus Miwako Katsukawa. Thea Davis had used Miwako's best friend, right-hand man, Maya. She played her like a fiddle, got her to team with her in the Tag Grand Prix, only to get close to Miwako to, get a world title match, get a victory over her, and secure a world title match here at the second biggest show of the year. And now that we know the order of the matches, I say there's no more reason to wait. Let's get in to Final Attack. Kicking off the show is the Triangle Championship, and despite what the fans say, I don't give a fuck. Zofia Jankovic is going over, baby. In 13 minutes and 55 seconds, Zofia Jankovic pins Romy Yamato with a knockout head kick to make defense number 2 of her Triangle Championship. I don't care that she has no momentum. I don't care. If she gets over, she will be great. I will move heaven and hell to get this woman over. I don't care what it takes. We're doing it. Next year, I'm fucking pushing her. God, 68 to kick off the show because she's fucking great. After that, we have a 77 rated tag match as Maya and Lady Lotus finally put an end to the streak of victories over Chicas Locas that Determination have had. This match goes 20 minutes and 7 seconds, but Maya is able to lock in the triangle choke on Toku Kijimura to get the victory and finally get revenge on Determination for abandoning Chicas Locas. And yes, Maya with an incredible performance as always. Lady Lotus with a decent little 55. That's really good for someone that broke their fucking neck. But after the match, we get a promo from Maya and Lady Lotus. And Lady Lotus says that now that she has the backing of Chicas Locas, now that she's no longer having to worry about looking behind her shoulder, and now that she knows that her neck is at 100%, she doesn't need to worry about that thing giving out on her. Now that all of her affairs are in order, it's time for her to go back and regain that Triangle Championship that was stolen from her by Green Lockdown. So, Zofia Jankovic, you better get ready, because I'm coming for that Triangle title, and I'm not going to stop till I get it back. 62 rated angle. Up next is the number 1 contenders match. Who will go to Reign Supreme to face either Wrestling Passion or Birds of Prey for the tag titles? It will be High Fly Royalty getting the victory in 20 minutes and 10 seconds when Michiko Matsuda pins Talia Quinzel with the Royal Flush. Great performances from all 4 women. Yukiko finally breaking into that upper echelon that we knew she had in her. But it's Michiko, Selena, Talia, all 4 of them. It takes 4 to tango, and they pulled out some magic. But it will be High Fly Royalty facing for the tag titles at Reign Supreme. And we will know who their opponents are later on in the show. Up next is the interstable tag match that we have. It gets a nice clean 82. And in the end, it is the team of Megumi and Monster that defeat the team of Maki and Shiori when Monster Ishimura hits the running butt avalanche on Maki Yoshifumi to get the victory. It is Monster that gets the victory for the team. Not Megumi, not Shiori, not Maki. Monster was quote-unquote tried to be made an example out of by Shiori and Best Ever, and she has just fucking proved that you do not mess with her. Beating Maki and Shiori here herself. And Monster and Maki leave. Shiori exits the ring. Megumi is still in the ring. And then she turns around after everyone else leaves, and she is greeted by Connie Morris and Kinye Mushishibo. Shiori sends in Connie and Kinye to take out Megumi Nakajima. How on earth did Shiori and Megumi walk into this match feuding with neither of them, but now they walk out with Shiori and Megumi feuding? Shiori's taken her sights off of Monster Ishimura after tonight and taken her sights onto Megumi Nakajima as a result. 57 for this angle. Up next, Kitten Tornado versus Team Sub. Team Sub says that they've been holding the tag division down, and Kitten Tornado is only getting here because of Yuma's name value. But if that were true, then why did Kitten Tornado win? After 21 minutes and 56 seconds, the Icon Idol herself hits the split-legged moonsault on Chieko Kita to get the victory for Kitten Tornado. Yuma said that she is going to make Eri her project, that they are going to go for those tag titles, or she's going to get Eri some singles titles, no matter what happened after the Grand Prix, that they were going to keep going, and they keep going, they do. Kitten Tornado wins. Team Sub fall victim to Yuma and Eri Sato. Eri Sato has a strong connection with the young female demographic who really liked her winning. Thank you. But after the match, we get a very kind of out-of-character promo from Chieko and Etsuko. And we get a promo, and essentially they're like, this went about as horrible as we thought it could have. We were just shown up by Yuma Maruya. The woman that we're not going to... Look, Team Sub have kind of been on a cold streak ever since we lost the tag titles. And me and Chieko have been thinking that maybe what Yuma was saying was right. After that second defeat we took during the tour, maybe Yuma was onto something. Maybe Team Sub aren't the figureheads of the tag division. Maybe Team Sub aren't actually holding this place down. But until we are vanquished once and for all, Team Sub will stick around. Team Sub will take this loss on the chin and rebound no matter how many times we get knocked down. 63 for that kind of out-of-pocket promo. Bit weird there. Up next is the All-Asian Championship, and this match gets underway before the announcer can even finish describing. Yu Hashimoto and Sae Akutagawa have let their feud get into a boiling point. Yu Hashimoto and Sae go about 24 minutes in this match, and at the end of the match, we have a brand new All-Asian champion as Sae Akutagawa defeats Yu Hashimoto in 23 minutes and 43 seconds by pinfall with the Northern Lights Bomb. Sae wins the All-Asian Championship. And if you think I made the wrong decision, Yu Hashimoto got an 86-64, that's because she was complaining. I had to protect her. But Sae Akutagawa, I have taken too goddamn long to give this woman an opportunity. Yu Hashimoto has proven herself. She has been the All-Asian champion for a while now, and I think it might just be time for her to take the next step. I think it might be time to try her out further up in the card, if you catch my drift. And it is absolutely time for Sae Akutagawa to prove if she can hang in the All-Asian title scene. So Sae Akutagawa, in an 80 rated match, defeats Yu Hashimoto and becomes the new All-Asian champion. And after the match, Sae and Yu go face to face, and Yu reluctantly, it's very visibly a reluctant handshake, but she offers her hand. Sae reluctantly shakes it. There is still clear tension between these two, but after what Fuyuko Higa and Jemi Onishi said on that tour show about burying the hatchet or else, Sae and Yu are at least pretending, for now, to be over the rivalry that they've had going on. Up next is our World Tag Team Championship match. One of the most fun teams that this company's ever seen, our current tag champs Wrestling Passion, are taking on probably undoubtedly in-ring-wise the greatest team that we have, the greatest combination of two wrestlers that we have. And Hart and Paige, they give it their all, they truly do, but when in doubt, you birds of prey it out. 83 rated match, Fuyuko Higa with a 91, and after 24 minutes and 55 seconds, the era of Wrestling Passion finally comes to an end as the greatest team in 5SSW is now the Birds of Prey. A 91 and an 83 from Jemi and Fuyuko. Oh my god, this is now reign number 4 from Fuyuko and Jemi. Wow. Not 83, I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of hoping for a little more, but it is what it is. Higa and Jemi, oh fuck, I didn't turn off Spinal Impact moves. Oh shit. Oh, shit, that's what's going on. Oh, that's unfortunate. Ooh, that's unfortunate. I knew something was up. Oh, that's upsetting. Ooh. But Birds of Prey are the new tag team champions, and with the tag team titles, that means that at the pay-per-view, we will finally get the rubber match between Birds of Prey and High Fly Royalty. If you guys remember, 2 pay-per-views ago, Birds of Prey defeated High Fly Royalty, and then High Fly Royalty got their win back within the Dynamo Tag Grand Prix, and now, with the rubber match on the line, the two teams said that they're going to settle the score at some point in the future, and High Fly Royalty let them know that the score will be settled for Icon Idol's favor at Reign Supreme 2023. But now it is time for our main event. Thea Davis, Miwako Katsukawa. They get a... Holy fuck, it's a 96! Oh my god! 96! Thea Davis and Miwako Katsukawa fucking go. Oh my god! You all doubted me. You all doubted me. Miwako Miwako-chan is the fucking greatest. You all said, keep it on Higa. I saw it. I heard it from you. I heard, oh, Higa's better. Oh, don't take the title off of Higa. Oh, fucking Miwako, baby. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry. Oh, what a shot. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm excited. But yes, in the greatest match in the history of 5SSW, member of the booking team, Thea Davis, goes 25 minutes and 52 seconds with Miwako Katsukawa, but the greatest wrestler of all time, Miwako Katsukawa, gets the victory. Incredible match. The crowd's going fucking crazy. 64's losing his fucking voice. And Miwako Katsukawa makes defense number 7 of the 5SSW World Championship. And after the match, Thea Davis is greeted by the big 3 of Green Lockdown: Atsuko Ariyoshi, Maki Yoshifumi, and the 3 members of Green Lockdown. They essentially give a warning to Miwako where they say, look, you won tonight. You've won tonight. But before long, one of us is going to take that title from you. And Miwako says, try your fucking hardest. Try your hardest, Atsuko. You still need to prove yourself. You have yet to prove yourself outside of that tag division. Maki, you've yet to prove yourself in general. And Thea Davis, you gave me one hell of a fight tonight, but you aren't ready to make that next step. I'll be happy to drop the belt to anyone from Green Lockdown, but you have to beat me for it. In 64, of course, a 64. 64 to end the show. And that concludes Joshi SummerSlam. 96 for the overall show rating. Oh my god. Casual match of the year candidate. Holy shit. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Yeah. And then Higa did have a 91. I'm sorry, Higa. Higa caught so many strays during that main event. I'm sorry. 96. 96. What a fucking show. We almost made 100K off of that show alone. And, yeah, 55 in Kansai now. So that is the new standard that we have for Joshi Manias. Fuck, man. Holy shit. So that's the final pay. What a fucking way to end 2023, by the way. Like, of course, it's not over. We still have more tour shows, but that's pretty much that's the final pay-per-view of the year. It's the pretty much finish to the. Oh my god. I'm sorry. 96 overall show. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's pretty much how we're gonna wrap up the year of 2023. I hope you all enjoyed this edition of 5SSW. I'm not going to that booking position. I'm not leaving this fucking place now. Yeah, god damn. God damn. Oh my god. Holy shit, man. I don't know what to say. Honestly, I don't know what to say. Like I said, I hope you all enjoyed this edition of 5SSW. When we come back, it will be for the first tour, the final shows of 2023, and the first pay-per-view of 2024. Reign Supreme. We got some seeds planted. We know the tag team title match. It might actually main event this time. Who knows how good that Birds of Prey match would have done if I remembered to turn the Spinal Impact off. But shit happens. It is what it is. And you can only move forward. Miwako at least saved the show. Yeah, we're riding high. 5 SSWs thriving. And, yeah, I hope you all come back for Reign Supreme 2024.